Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Innocent Mshindi. So today is gonna be one of the best review show you ever seen. Uh, it's all about best personnel on the internet so far to have been one of the best. I think maybe one of the most guru to make something to be viral because they call him the trend catcher. Where if you have YouTube, you've used YouTube for a long time, you have probably seen in ads where he's probably flexing around his garage, show you a huge car like Lamborghinis, Ferraris. So this guy he knows how to build a personal brand, which right now is like the business that is booming, is on the stage. People trying to increase the personal brand and to be able to be seen or to influence something. So he's the one among the first trend catcher. So man on hand, please thank you, Haman Mahmoud podcast, one of the very best podcasts in Dubai. So far, is one of the first of the podcasts in the Middle East. So before going to review who is it, I would prefer a little bit a drum roll over there. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel so as we could bring these beautiful review stories and enable you to enrich you at certain point. Because what can we do if not like to learn from other? There's something you're gonna learn from other. Either it's bad or good. You take the good thing, you deal with it. But if it's bad, yeah, you let it go. So without wasting time, so I'm gonna play a video and I'm gonna try to give you some heads out. So a little bit drum roll.
Here in my garage. So if
Okay.
you guys don't know, I've been a huge fan of Ty Lopez since a young age. Your videos personally inspired me to start my own marketing agency when you just talk about SMMA. So for that, definitely thank you. Really quick, I want to start this episode by asking you if you could to summarize 30 seconds of your life story. Just a 30-second summary of your life story so far, and maybe a quick intro as well about you for those who somehow don't know about you.
Okay. I was born. My mom was a single mom. My dad was in prison when I was born. I was born in L.A., California, and I always tried to make money. When I was like 5 or 6, I had a lemonade stand.
Wow.
Trying to make some money, but society didn't support that. So I ended up, went to school, high school, lived in a mobile home, and when I was 19, I met my first mentor, and he was a farmer. I went to live on a farm, learn discipline.
Yeah.
Learn how to,
So right there, short story about Ty Lopez. As you can see, it's from the humble beginnings. He said he was built. Uh, he was raised up by his mother. His father was in prison. In 19, went to farm. Um, where he was taught discipline. But one thing I am hearing mental. So people think mentors you have to be something that you can pay or you can no, but something you can show you the way. So in life, for me, my mentors they are like my brother, my friends, some of my friends who I know that they have something different. You have different friends. Some friends go to parties, some friends are spiritual, some friends you can sit down there, you can talk something beneficial. So I have that's such kind of friends. So let's continue.
learn how.
The video is so long, so sometimes I'll be cutting it out and so as to make the video to be so short that the video is so long. It's over almost 2 hours. So if you see it cutting, so I'm gonna put some part where they are really important.
I wake up at 5 in the morning, work 16 hours, and then I started. I started my first. I was one of the first people to build a funnel, 2001.
Wow.
So I started as a teenager. I built a funnel. I bought a course online by a guy named Corey Rudel, $300. All the money I had, it came in a notebook.
Yeah.
There was no YouTube yet.
Yeah.
There was no videos. I bought it, and it said catch new trends early. Google AdWords.
Wow.
So I was one of the when Google AdWords was 2 months old, I built a Google ad.
Wow.
And it took me I was broke, like less than $47 in my bank account, sleeping on a couch, and I started generating leads.
Yeah.
And then sales. Like those are the two things. If you can generate lead and call, I started cold calling, or at least warm calling people, and I got to like $8,000 a month. Then my life, I never looked back. Wow. I built multiple businesses. I bought my first company, bought a nightclub business in North Carolina. Then I built like all kinds of businesses, dating sites, consulting. Then 20.
So there are so far like about something that uh, new there is called a funnel. So people who don't know the funnel as it does, it brings like a lot of people into one channel. Like this kind of marketing, it has always been there. So before the internet, funneling were done like in Congress, in seminars, in expos, in trade fairs, where you bring people, you say what you want to say. After that, you generate some contact, you take their phone numbers. You have to get some phone numbers, you call them. So uh, Ty Lopez started with Google Ads. So Google was the first person to introduce ads. So he used that ads to generate a lot of leads. After generating a lot of leads, then he turned to calling, okay, cold calling, and so leads are people who are they may be not your customer, but they they responded to your ad. So if person responded to your ads, might be someone who really needs something from you, but you have to lose some a little bit for to enable to convey. So those are leads are not, they're not like potential client, but through cold calling them and seeing what you can help them, you can achieve. So far, he built the business. He sold. He bought other business in 2012. Blah blah blah. So that is a short story about Ty Lopez. So we go to parts where I see is fascinated about his journey.
12, I was like, this personal brand thing's gonna be big. So Instagram was new. Mark Zuckerberg bought Instagram, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna build me a personal brand. So I built a podcast. I went live in 2013. 100 people watching me live. I made 100 grand off 100 people.
Wow.
$1,000. Like,
So in 2022, like Instagram was like new at that time. He believed that personal brand would be big. Started a personal brand a journey. Like he wanted to live. As you can hear me, I make 100 grand. So I'm not sure about that, but I think he knows how to play with words. Let's continue.
a $2,000 product. It was crazy. I had like 50% conversion rate. So then I did like in fact, my friend, who I think is the best marketer in the world, he's this secretive guy. When he saw my hair in my garage, he's like, dude, is this you creating all this hatred? Yeah, means that
You have the right people, and like how
you're one person. There's 8 billion people in the world. They all got money.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I never had any idea on like how to hire.
So right there, he was talking about his ad, which is not really important. How it blown up, how good review. Let's continue with.
How many people to hire.
You got to become a master of psychology.
Yeah.
Like, people don't realize making money is mostly psychology. Just think about it. You're one person. There's 8 billion people in the world. They all got money. And the most precious thing that people have is money.
Yeah.
And so for you to convince them to send you their money, you have, like, Elon Musk is one of the best psychologists. Steve Jobs, one of the best psychologists. He knew, like, these iPhones are like status symbols. Like iPhone, there was a BlackBerry phones, Androids, but people want
So they, as I said, these people know how to play with words, but I think some of them they say the truth. Selling is all about psychology. So one of the person who knows how to play with psychology is Elon Musk. I think Elon Musk is one of the billionaires who they don't need influencers or they don't need marketing because himself is an influencer. He knows how to play with the media. He knows how to play with social medias. He likes. He knows how to use Twitter. Like he can tweet 5 times a day and blow up 2 million people retweets, and that is very huge. So you need someone who can play with psychology. Another thing is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was never a computer science. He just knew how to make something to be a very unique something. He knows how to assemble people, and he knew how to deliver a product towards people. So people never love what the product is like. People don't buy the phone because they like the phone. People like to buy the phone to value what brings upon it. Some of them they bring status like iPhone, but some of them they love the phone for their capabilities. Okay, so it depends. What are you feeding your people? So if you can feed a good minded psychology, you can sell, and this is what he's doing over there. He's selling psychology, yeah. So like psychology, you can put it in other words like psychology, mind state, mastery, um um even spiritual people use that. So it's all about psychology. Let's continue.
iPhone, why status symbol? Nice. Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook, Instagram. He actually he went to school for psychology. Really? Yeah. No way. People don't realize like Elon Musk bought Twitter because he's a master of psychology. Like to go viral now, yeah, you better be good at reading people.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Crazy. So, really quick, I want to ask you kind of a deep question.
Yeah.
Because
So there it's all to be viral. Like people really want to be viral. Like who don't want to be viral? Even me want to be viral. But it takes a lot of time, as you say. It takes a lot of psychology. People usually see something they want, trigger their mind or trigger their heart. So in some part I agree with you. This one.
I don't know if you know, but I actually listen to you a lot on Clubhouse.
Okay.
You remember Clubhouse?
Oh yeah.
So
I wish it was still around.
So this part I will skip. They talk about Clubhouse. Clubhouse, since they reduces to almost 30 or 50 people in the Clubhouse, it was so me too. I loved Clubhouse, but when they started new rules. But so far here, what I want to say about psychology, short story note, is about when Elon Musk announced that it will be in Clubhouse. Clubhouse almost attracted 2 million new downloads, but only 1,000 people were able to enter in the Clubhouse. It was hack a losing point of Clubhouse. So why did you trouble people to download your app that that your app cannot handle 2 million? So it was like a blow up. I think Clubhouse it was the best place to talk what you talk, and another thing they don't support videos or audio. So I'll skip that part. Okay, so I'm gonna skip.
Man, in fact, some of my students, it's crazy how like 60% of people you see making money now are my students. Yeah, so I talked to them. I got a student in Brazil.
Is Iman your student, by the way?
Yeah, he says in a podcast. So I just saw a podcast somebody sent me. Somebody asked Iman, "How do you get started?" He's like, "I said SMMA." Wow. He got started in the same SMMA. Wow. I don't take credit, by the way, for people. No. I'm not saying nobody would have been successful without me, but the amount of people who went through my stuff, I mean, I've had everybody contact me. I've had everybody fly out to me, Mr. Beast, all these people. Wow. But what I would say is, I have one of my most successful students. I got my second student now that's about to become a billionaire.
Wow.
So right there. Mm, he said one of the stories, Mr. Beast and one of even Hamoud Mahmoud agree one of his students. So right there, the psychology. So in order to sell, you have to to show your achievements. So I don't. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not true. Maybe Mr. Bates was his student, but something even you can do. Make sure you have some reviews. One thing about Ty Lopez, I love about him, which you can take it by the way. Be confident about your brand, okay? Be confident about it. Eh? Be proud of it, okay? If you cannot tell good about your product or your brand, nobody else will talk about it. If you want to be in this personal brand, make sure you tell good about your product or brand. So if you cannot like believe in your brand, nobody will believe it. I'm 100% sure. So right there, believe in your brand. So even if it's true or not true, but that is a lesson. Believe in your brand.
Guys, he is the guy.
2017, 2018, I got a guy in the US. He was making 7,000 a month. Now he's about a billionaire. I've got a couple of those.
Yeah, no,
But
I've seen it for sure.
some
Like,
of them are secretive.
You are him when it comes to like self help, especially personal brand. Like I don't think anyone has mastered personal brand and personal marketing like how you have, or at least you did it first. Like just the fact that I think one common pattern I'm noticing is like you were like the first in a lot of different things. You were one of the first speakers on Snapchat. You were the first to do Google ads. You were the first to do YouTube ads as thoroughly as you did it. So especially in the self help.
I'm a trend catcher.
Yeah, you are a trend catcher.
People say Andrew Tate's top G and I'm OG.
So right there, he called Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is one of other public figure, top G. I think as I said, he's a trend catcher. So one thing about people, even me, I remember in 2015, I knew YouTube was gonna be a big thing. So in Tanzania, I remember the first person who had a lot of subscribers was Milad Ari, which I remember he had 99,000 K, reaching 100. And the second one was Diamond Platinums, which he had almost like 55,000 K. And at that time, Diamond Platinums was pushing his website, like selling music in the website, which eventually failed. It came out. It came out some streaming apps like Boomplay, like Mziki. Mziki was on a website. So YouTube at that time was something new to people, but he was one of the first person to know this thing gonna be huge. And at that point, he started running ads. So like even Mr. Beast was nobody at that time. They like had like fewer like going to a million subscriber in 2015. So I think it should be acknowledged to see something big at a short run. So if one thing that I regret on my teenager is not starting a YouTube channel, because I knew these things were gonna be big, but I focused on school, studying. Um, I don't know where I am now, but I'm studying French. So to Tyler Lopez,
40 minutes, and I feel like that's inevitable. Like I will end up with a lot of money.
But if you have no money and she likes you, then you know she likes you for you.
so right here he was advocating that some women, well, these people who usually have a lot of money, to advocate love for who he is, not about his money. But Mahmoud emphasized that if she loves you for your money, it's worth it. But you, because you work of your money, uh, think she go again.
Yeah, but there would be I. Probably he's one of the great artists.
And having a quiz with 800,000.
Oh, I love it, man.
So,
I've got quizzes
that's
testing things
that's for
only.
you guys to know. Yeah.
Hold your hand up. Let me see something. Are you right?
You have no money. $100 in their pocket.
Yeah.
What should they do?
If you're homeless, sleeping in a car, learn phone sales
Phone
first.
sales.
Like, learn how to sell, get
They're
commissions.
not sleeping in a car. They're like a kid. They live with their family. Like
Yeah.
average.
So that's like if you're completely desperate. That's the quickest. If you're doing okay, then the best is a service business. Either SMMA agency,
still SMMA,
or e-com agency. Manage people's Shopify.
SMMA agency where you manage people. Yeah, like you can have a service about marketing, calling, cold calling, or accounting or bookkeeping, a lot of things. So this business on the internet is they need someone who can manage their business. Like if you are not very new, you can use Sales Call. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
You can learn Shopify is the most powerful, valuable tech
Shopify
startup
also.
in modern.
Shopify also, which usually in our country is not that used much.
History. This war is worth last year, 2 years ago, it was worth 160 billion. Yes, more than Shell Oil, more than McDonald's. So learn Shopify, and you can charge business $1,000 to monitor their Shopify, upload SKUs, da da da.
You wouldn't do that versus actually creating your own Shopify store, like.
Well, I was gonna say that's the next thing. So service-based business is of my students, service-based business, because you're getting money from people who already have money.
Yeah.
Business owners,
easier.
Like you could start a video editing agency, you can start a podcast editing, you can do a customer support agency, you can do a bookkeeping agency. So it's like phone sales if you're broke. Next is a service-based agency. Next is a product.
Because you can invest some money into it.
Yeah, so like a physical product, like an e-com.
Yeah,
you can do drop shipping. Look, last year I did like 200 million in physical e-com. I know the space very well.
Wow.
Yeah, I did more than anybody teaching it all combined. So like,
Yeah. Same phone sales like I'm doing now. Help others like bookkeeping agency. I think there is trying to raise some funds. You raise some funds, you start your own. Yeah, that's great.
They say, I think Sam often said this, but basically, like, they make all this money, and the money, they buy these things, and the thing.
yes.
Yeah.
I think you could have a Bugatti. I think I was just with my friend here.
Yeah, right here is talking about humbleness. Be humble. Like stop be cocky. So a lot of people may have a lot of money, but they're cocky. Cocky is something that flexes, like he lives like there's no another day. So be humble.
Shallows, how video games and the internet is reprogramming our brain to be shallow. This guy wrote a book 10 years ago. You know how much more true that book is now? The Shallows. Now with TikTok, I'll tell you this, doom scrolling.
How do you get over it?
Yeah, doom scrolling. I use scroll a lot. Even me, it has me a lot. So I usually think people content and I'm not making my own content. So I think I don't have TikTok in my phone, but I wish Instagram to stop reels are so addicting. So you can tell me what should I do, okay? So that I can stop that doom scrolling as he said. Avoid doom scrolling, do anything that can make you busy.
So I think what I like to do, let's say you wake up at 8 in the morning. 8 to 9.
Yeah, creative session. Yeah, that is the most important thing. I usually do that where every morning I put like myself in 1 hour. I sit, I think, what can I do to improve my social media? Or can I do to improve my content as a small content creator? Like I sit down, not necessarily on bed, but I can find somewhere outside, just thinking and um, um, meditating. It's not like meditating and thinking. Why? Because my dream is to be the best digital content creator, to bring my message, my brand, to change the narratives of Africans, and also to open multiple brands in the internet. I know the internet is the future. As I'm starting now, I feel it very over. It's hard, but I believe if I will catch up, I'll be the best among the best in my country, even in East Africa, even in Africa. So as times go, I usually think about it. So creative session is very important.
10 billion. Okay. Yeah. I mean, him and Bill Gates built Microsoft, $2.7 trillion company. But I know him, and I had dinner. One of the questions I asked him is like, what really creates wealth? There's so many theories out there. What you were saying, Hormozy or this other guy. Well, I can tell you what a guy worth 110 billion told me. He's like, ultimately, it's creativity. Who sees the same world but recombines it better? That's who becomes the wealth. Now,
Yeah, right there, as you can see. Okay, most of people think to be creative is like coming with something new, which is wrong, very wrong. As you hear there, Elon Musk bought spaceship. NASA bought makes spaceship, but there's a little bit twist. Elon Musk makes spaceship, but can be renewable. Microsoft is not the first to start software companies. It was IBM over there, but it twisted a little bit to have an software that has user interface. Where before it doesn't had user interface softwares, it was only much on hardware. Apple, it was after Microsoft, but Apple came with the same idea, but it twisted it a little bit, coming with small computers that can uh, have much capabilities and can improve user abilities in a best way possible. So I think you should never think to come with something new. Be innovative, come with something like you see, seeing something outside the country or in the country, bring it in your region. You just have to be creative and innovative. Like Uber, Uber was just a taxi driving up, but taxi was available in millennia. So I think creativity is matters in the place that you can modify something at your own pace.
so he's creative. Yeah. So it makes sense to me that the most important part of your daily routine is 1 hour creative session.
Yeah.
So do whatever that is. That could be walk, that could be lay in bed, but don't start like scrolling. Don't do emails. By the way, I think if you're for you. But then walk home from the gym. So then you get in.
So here he was there his normal routine. Here's 1 hour of creative thinking. Then he has 3 hours of progressive work where he emails doing something about his brand. Then he has 1 hour of eating. Then he goes to the gym by Uber, works out 1 hour and 45 minutes, come back into work.
I also tell people integrate your life. Here's an example. If you're dating, if you're single, I don't want to go on a date with a girl I don't know and potentially waste my night. So I'd find some business event. I'd call a girl, be like, "You want to go on a first date? I got to go to this event. Come with me." Because that way, if I don't like the girl, you just ignore her and you do the business thing.
And it was a productive use of time. Anyway.
Exactly. So do two things at once.
Yeah. And also, I feel like she will see how smart.
Yeah, I think I'll take that as a new guys. Date business night.
Then you're doing phone calls are underrated for
Phone
making money.
calls. Phone calls, yeah, people make calls. More calls are biggest thing. If you never make calls, people never know your product. And my phone calls, they make you realize that what people do want your product or something. So calls is a very good important part of a business is sales because sales drives your business. If you don't have sales, you don't get revenue. If you do, what's the point of having business? So you have to use every point of way to gain revenue. Even phone calls are very important. They are very underrated. Yeah, I'm with you.
Phone calls. I could call one-on-one your own team, close deals. So walking home, 12,000 steps, two things I want. I'm getting my 12,000 steps in and I get calls. The time goes fast. Yeah. And then I get home and I work a little more and do some social stuff. And then if you're doing personal brand, record the social stuff and that makes you money too. So you're making money everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's really good.
That's the best routine that I've
As you can see, the mic is on, but this audio does not come out. I just don't know what's wrong. That are some of the challenges we're facing through. So right there, I was just giving my remarks about the video. So for me, the video is so fascinating. There is one or two I've learned. First, be confident, and second, creativity. Third, always focus on something, and not necessarily everything can be taken. Some words can be too exaggerated. So, all in all, the podcast to me to 10 out of 10, I'll give it 7.5. It's a beautiful podcast and amazing. So if you like this podcast and you want more than this, please comment below and tell me what do you see about this this review video, and whose next do you wish to put on the next review video. So thank you. Don't forget to like and share this video to others. Please subscribe so as we could reach our goal this year. And thank you for following me, and till the end of this video. See you to the next one. Ciao.